Mayadhal daw. Good day, Buksuwans. Welcome to BotanikaTalks, a podcast series of Bukidnon State University. I am Dr. Lesley Casas Lubos, botanist, professor, and director of Bukso's Botanical Gardens and Herbarium. For this episode, we are joined by an inspiring figure whose life and work combine exploration, education, tourism, and humanitarian service. Our guest today is Ms. Liezel Tiongson, an accredited organizer, mountain guide, and travel and tour operator whose contributions to tourism and community development have brought Bukidnon into the global spotlight. Recently, she was awarded the title of Sports Tourism Champion during the Night of Culture, Arts, and Tourism Excellence Awards held as part of Bukidnon Tourism Week. She has reached the base camps of Mount Everest and Mount Annapurna in Nepal while proudly carrying Bukidnon's indigenous identity. Pioneered air sports and marathons in the province, and founded purpose-driven adventures, a non-government organization dedicated to supporting indigenous peoples communities across the Philippines. Currently serving as the president of the Bukidnon Tourism Association. Liz continues to champion outdoor education, cultural heritage, and sustainable tourism. Liz, welcome to BotanikaTalks and thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you, Doc Les. It's my honor to be here, and I'm so excited to share my experiences and as well to learn your perspective as botanist.
It's really an honor to have you here. Liz, can you share your experiences as a mountaineer, guide, and outdoor explorer, whether in local climbs and international expeditions?
Sure, Doc Les. I was born and raised at the foot of the fifth highest mountain in the Philippines. I have been to different expeditions and trekking events abroad, as mentioned earlier. I have also guided thousands of climbers and outdoor enthusiasts across the country for the last 10 years. And I have been to I have experienced different weather and different experiences which brought me or helped me grow in professional level and personal level as a person and as a guide.
Yes, just like you, Liz, I've also joined several expeditions and had the chance to climb mountains in other countries, like Mount Patuha in Bandung, Mount Gedi, Parango National Park in West Java, Indonesia, also in Mount Cook, the highest mountain in New Zealand, and even Mount Coronet and Crown Peak. Those climbs were truly unforgettable and accessible, especially experiencing them in snowy conditions. Of course, I'm also very thankful for my experiences climbing the top 5 highest mountains here in the Philippines, like Mount Apu, Mount Dulang-Dulang, Mount Pulag, Mount Kitanglad, and Mount Kalatungan. They give more strength and a deeper appreciation for our own mountains. What inspired you to connect education with mountaineering and hiking?
As a mountain guide, Douglas, it's my advocacy to share to share my experience and to let other people know what we have in Bukidnon, not only in Bukidnon but in the Philippines, especially on the mountains. Today, there are a lot of people who are interested to go to the mountains, but only few people are interested in actually taking a pause and to appreciate the beauty of nature.
Yeah, that's very true. The mountains are generous teachers. Just by observing flowers blooming on tree branches, moss carpets covering rocks, or ferns slowly unfurling, hikers can gain lessons they could never learn from books alone. So, Liz, when you bring students or hikers to the mountains, what are the most important lessons you want them to learn?
The most important lessons that I want these students and professionals, even guests, to learn while trekking on the mountain, Douglas, is for everyone to appreciate the beauty of that mountain and to give value to the gems that we have here. You know, we are very blessed with the grandeur of these mountains, and not all regions have what we have right now. Um, the mountain teaches us important values in life: respect to the nature, culture, spiritual, and even humility and patience, also perseverance.
Yes, that's very true, Liz. Even the plants remind us of these values in the forest. Trees survive together, sharing shade, nutrients, and even protection. Mosses cover rocks and keep water in the soil. Orchids depend on trees for support, and ferns thrive under their shade. It's teamwork written in nature itself. Just as plants and animals coexist in balance, we too must learn respect, teamwork, and humility whenever we enter the mountains. So, Liz, can you share a memorable experience where a hike turned into a powerful teaching moment?
Definitely, Douglas. It's one of the best thing that I can share. You know, the experiences that I have. I think one of the most unforgettable experience that I had in my mountaineering journey is the one during our documentary climb for Flora in Halcon or Mount Chaldang in Mindoro. So we're supposed to stay there for the documentary for 4 days. Unfortunately, there's a sudden change of weather when we reach at the summit. So we had to stay until the 6th day with less up to no food at all, under heavy rain conditions, very bad weather conditions, and we're running out of food on the 6th day. And we're so blessed we were able to traverse safely on the knife edge, which is the deadly portion of that mountain. Everybody, all the mountaineers who are in there already, knew how dangerous that mountain is. So that's 10 over 10. All right. So we were almost declared missing by authorities on the 6th day when we arrived at the base camp. So, and the most important thing there is that I am the only one from Mindanao. I am the only woman amongst the 12 climbers who went there. And I have no choice but to maintain my focus and my poise as a person, as someone, as from Mindanao. And so I have to do what is right. And that moment, that incident teaches me or taught me the mental toughness and to always be alert in emergency moments like that. And yeah, of the experience that I had is very important for me to share to new generations as well.
That's a powerful story, Liz. It reminds me of plants too. They wait for the right season to grow because patience is part of survival. And when you're hiking, it's the same. You need to listen to your body, feel your heartbeat, know when to stop and when to walk again. More than that, every mountaineer should be ready not only physically, but also mentally, spiritually, and even financially. The mountain demands total preparation.
True.
And when you respect that, it keeps you safe and makes the journey more meaningful.
Indeed.
So, how do you integrate science like botany or ecology into your mountaineering education?
Right, Douglas. As a mountain guide, it is my duty to educate our mountaineers, our climbers, or visitors. So before climbing or before going up to the top, while we're on the preparation level, we always educate them on how to respect wildlife. Secondly, when we're already at the base camp, we introduce them to the kind of plants that's on the ground. And to the middle, We let them understand that as we climb higher, as the elevation increases, there's a change of vegetation. And we also have them or let them understand the connection between the flora and fauna, the balance of the ecosystem, the importance of biodiversity, and how it make the climb memorable is to make them understand what's in the mountain. It's not just getting to the top, but letting them know the beauty of this home, the home of our natural resources, the flora and fauna.
That's excellent, Liz. You're right. The mountains are perfect classrooms. For example, Mount Kitanglad. I've seen mosses that store water like natural sponges,
Yeah.
ferns thriving in shaded understories, and orchids growing in high tree canopies. These plants show how ecosystems shift as you climb higher, and just as you mentioned, the interconnectedness is clear. Plants support insects, insects support birds, and ultimately everything is linked, even to the Philippine eagle at the top of the food chain. When hikers notice these things, the trail becomes more than just a climb.
Indeed.
It turns into a living lesson in botany, biology, ecology, and conservation. So, Liz, what role does safety and preparedness play in the way you teach mountaineering?
All right, Douglas. As a mountain guide, it's it's not an easy job. It's more than just guiding. It's more than just telling people to join us going to the top. It's more of critical thinking and how you organize things from the very small details to the top. So part of it is letting them understand the safety, because we have to come home safe and sound, right? Go back to our family safe and sound. So I always remind them to prepare yourself, you know? So I let them visualize the kind of path and the weather conditions. So they have to prepare themselves in that. So it's our job to check the weather forecast, and it's their job also to prepare themselves to physically ready, emotionally ready, financially ready as well. It's a collective effort, both for us organizers and to the climbers, so that our journey, our trekking event will be smooth and safety as possible.
Exactly, Liz. Safety and preparedness are not just about bringing gear, but also about practicing responsibility on the trail. When we follow these principles, we do not only keep ourselves safe, but also protect the plants, wildlife, and landscapes that make the mountains so meaningful and worth protecting. Liz, many mountains hold deep cultural and spiritual meaning. How do you bring that aspect into the educational experience?
Douglas, what I do is I share relevant stories to our visitors, stories that connects them to the mountains, traditional, like the IP background, the community background, the mountain background, anything that connects to the mountain and things that's on the mountain. Aside from that, I introduce these visitors to the local community. We're talking about the chieftain. We introduce them to the datu, the local guides and porters association, and because these people are our mountain gatekeepers or the guardians who safeguard our mountains here in the Philippines. And thirdly, we, especially in Bukidnon, we have this very unique cultural practice, which is tribal ritual. This is a mandatory practice for all the mountaineers who will visit top mountains in Bukidnon. So it's one way of having them experience and giving the value of cultural and spiritual practice of our locals.
Yes, that's wonderful, Liz. In many of our mountains, you'll find sacred trees like the centuries-old ficus or balete,
Yeah, yeah.
or plants used in rituals such as herbs for offerings. This show us that plants carry not just ecological value, but also cultural and spiritual meaning. When hikers see this, they realize that climbing is not only about reaching the summit,
Yeah, true.
It's also about honoring the heritage and beliefs of our people who have long cared for these mountains.
Yes, that's true, Douglas.
So, how do you balance adventure with conservation when guiding hikers and students?
It's our job to balance everything, you know, to maintain, to have, to promote the sustainable tourism and to minimize human activity impact on the mountain because we are protecting that one for future generation. So that's why we always imbibe the 7 principles of LNT or leave no trace as discussed earlier. It's very important and we put that to heart, and not only us but we share that to everybody, to the locals and to the visitors.
Yeah, exactly. By leaving orchids, wildflowers, and other plants untouched, we allow others to enjoy and study them and make it simple. The 7 principles of leave no trace remind us plan well, stay on the trails, pack out trash, leave what you find, minimize fire, respect wildlife, and be considerate of others. If we follow this, exploration and conservation will always go hand in hand.
True.
Liz, in your view, what skills learned in mountaineering are most transferable to everyday life?
First is the mental toughness. That's first. Second is making decisions under pressure. We always encounter that even at home, in the streets, in the office, in school, right? And yeah, organizing things from the very small item to the big ones. And to always be determined, you have to know what you want. You have to know your goal. My goal is going to the top of the mountain. This because this is the bucket list of our tourists. So you have to know, you have to budget your time to know your goal. And when you know your goal, when you know what you want in life, you know the steps in going there. Small steps make big difference.
Yeah, and plants teach us the same. Seed doesn't grow overnight. It's patience and resilience that bring life.
True.
So, what challenges have you faced in promoting education through mountaineering?
So my challenge is for everybody to understand the essence of mountaineering. It's not for content. It's not just to check their bucket list. It's more of appreciation on the beauty that we have, the kindness, the masterpiece that God bestowed upon us. You know, this is the home of our. This is our medicine. This is a place where we get the natural medicine, the food, the water, fresh air, and everything for free, right? It's supposed to be everybody in the Philippines, all of the mountaineers in the Philippines should practice the leave no trace or, you know, dispose your own garbage. It's the discipline that we want to inculcate to everybody. Sometimes it's very difficult for us because not all of the climbers or visitors have the same mindset as we are, who would like to promote sustainable tourism. Because if all the people will go to the mountain with this kind of mindset, that will just go there for content or for selfies, there is no way we will have this kind of sustainable tourism, especially on mountain tourism.
That's very true, Liz. But if hikers would only pause and notice even the smallest moss, fern, or wildflower along the trail, they'd realize how
Yeah.
much the mountain can teach. Sometimes the greatest lessons are found not at the summit, but in the little details along the way. That's why in most of my climbs, I'm often the last one to go up and the last to go down because I want to enjoy the scenic
Mm-hmm.
beauty, the plants, and everything the mountain has to offer. How do you see mountaineering helping the younger generations connect with nature and themselves?
I think it's very important for everyone to somehow disconnect from the hassles and bustles of the city, from the toxicity of the issues that we have in the government right now, in actually having this actual experience in outdoors, whether running, going to the mountains, and photography, or you know, engaging in what you do as botanist. And but we also have this kind of clients, Douglas, who are really into taking photos of the smallest plants to the bigger moss. And it's my dream that higher percentage of younger generations will experience what we experienced for the last 10 years.
Yes, when young people kneel down to look at a wildflower or see lichens on rocks, they're reminded on how connected we all are to nature.
Yes, true.
Liz, could you tell us about one mountain in particular that shaped your perspective as an educator?
Well, I think the best one that I can share with you, Douglas, is the one that we recently climbed. That's Mount Kitanglad. Mount Kitanglad is the one of the ASEAN heritage, right? And the management is quite good. From PAMO to DNR PAMBI, they already embrace this practice. Have this collaboration between PAMBI and Department of Tourism. So we have this implementation right now, which is quite unique amongst other mountains in the Philippines. And also, this is the home again of our beautiful flora and fauna. And this is unique because aside from the stairs that we have, it's unique because there are, um, partners or stakeholders on at the summit. So everything is there. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same. In my field work at Mount Kitanglad, I've seen its rich biodiversity, from dwarf trees at the summit to bryophytes, orchids, ferns, lichens, and many flowering plants. The mountain harbors threatened and rare species, unique endemics, plants of economic value, and even species newly recorded locally and in the Philippines. Mount Quintanglad is more than a tourist site. It's a living classroom that teaches resilience, adaptation, and the importance of conservation.
True.
So, Liz, how do you prepare your hikers or mountaineers before going to the mountains?
Wow, that's a very tough question. But I think I think most of the organizers in the Philippines do this. But in our end, what we do is we prepare like months ahead of time, like a month before their schedule. So we keep this open communication with the mountaineers or the visitors months ahead of time. Usually we do Zoom meetings, especially those who are coming from different regions or Luzon or other countries. So it's our job to have these people understand what's in there. And you should come home with this holistic experience and embracing what you believed is right for the mountain. So they can share this to other people as well.
Yeah, preparation is key.
Yeah.
Like pack food, water, cell phone,
Yeah.
tow radio, flashlights with batteries, extra batteries, a good jacket for sudden weather changes, a sturdy hiking shoes, plus a spare pair to rest your feet. And don't forget trekking poles.
Yeah.
They keep your balance, protect your knees, and save trees from being cut for walking sticks. And one more thing, always remind hikers about plants. It's not advisable to pick or collect plants without a gratuitous permit from the Department of Environment and Natural
Yes,
Resources.
true.
If you don't have one, the best choice is to simply take photos
Mm-hmm.
or quietly admire them. That way, the plants remain in their natural home for others to appreciate and study.
Right, yeah.
Finally, what message would you like to leave for hikers, mountaineers, students, and educators about learning from the mountains?
All right. I think first is for the professional mountaineers, right? So I hope these professional mountaineers will teach also the new generations in a proper way of doing it. And I hope that the new generation will also allocate time to, experience this kind of adventure. This is very unique adventure. It really teaches you professionally, personally, and it will really teach you to be resilient and independent. And I think my message also to our authorities, of course, we have this collaboration with the authorities and the stakeholders. I hope we will continue to work together to protect the mountain and to sustain or to promote yeah, sustainable tourism in a good way. So everybody in the community will benefit what we're doing, because this is not just for the mountain hikers. This is also for the community, because once tourism is doing good in the community, it's the community who will first benefit it. The local communities have their livelihoods from the mountain guides, the mountain porters, and the chieftain. Everybody will be happy. And also, it's one way of having this kind of progress in the community. It contributes a big percentage in our economy.
Yes, the mountains are like libraries, and every plant is a book waiting to be read. When we walk the trails, we are given the chance to learn lessons of patience from the mosses, resilience from the trees, the beauty from the orchids that bloom quietly in the forest. Let us climb not just for exploration, but also for understanding and stewardship. The mountains will always be our teachers if only we choose to listen. Thank you for joining us today on Botanica Talks. May this conversation with Ms. Liezel Tiongson remind us that mountains are not only destinations for expeditions, but living classrooms where life, culture, and conservation come together. This is Dr. Lesley Casas Lubos. Until next time, keep exploring, keep discovering, and above all, keep safeguarding the richness of our natural and cultural heritage for future generations. Only here on Botanica Talks.